What's up, everyone? This is Coach Austin here, coming to you from Hyper Strength and Conditioning in San Jose, California. Well, actually, I'm in my truck because I'm going to start picking up more on these weekly vlogs, and it'll be fitness, business, and fandom. That's going to be my vlogs. Fitness, business, and fandom. That's all I do. I work on my business. I do stuff with strength and conditioning, and I geek out about a lot of shit. So as you can tell, this is our 4-year anniversary shirt. So quick note, my gym's gonna hit 4 years in November 1st of 2019. So we made it 4 year in business, and I'm gonna talk about how to build a solid team, because I wouldn't have gotten 4 years deep if it wasn't for a solid team. If it wasn't for a solid team. And I'm gonna tell you from my experience how we were able to kind of put this team together. It wasn't like from the get-go, like, you know, everyone was great. It was a lot of development on my part. So the biggest thing of how to develop your team is, first you got to develop yourself. Ooh, I just did a Yoda thing on you or something. I'm like thinking about how to say that in a Yoda voice, but I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, you have to develop yourself, and I was reminded by that by a business coaching group that I've been working with recently. Shout out to Sean Greenlee, Rick Isaac, MPE, and you know, those guys help gym owners, and they've been helping me a lot. But long story short, going back is, when you want to develop a team, when everyone wants to start, if you listen to all these like successful business entrepreneurs, or all like even like successful teams, sporting teams, team sports, or even fighters, or even you know, successful individuals, they always have a team behind them, or a team around them, or working with a team. But it's like, how do I build a team? Like, because they go, oh, and even I'm saying it right now, my team's so solid, it's so awesome, thank you for my team. If it wasn't for my team, I wouldn't have gone this far. But it's like, how do you, for people who are like, okay, that's great, I want to be where you're at. How do I make this team? How do I make this dream team, the Avengers of business or sports, or insert whatever hobby you're into, event management, wedding planning, I don't know, photography, convention, like to do anything of that type of magnitude and do it well, you're gonna need a team. Well, first you gotta work on yourself. If you're the type of person who always plays victim, it's everyone else's fault, or you know, you can never own up to your mistakes, and you always try to push the blame on someone else, you gotta fix that. That's not right. Or find someone who's who's not like that, and try to have them kind of put together your team. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to build a team, a strong team, you're gonna have to develop yourself first. And to develop yourself first, you got to have expectation and standards. And like my brother, he's like a PE teacher now, but he always talks about being like setting standards, because that's how it is when you're a teacher and you're dealing with students and all that. It's setting expectation and standards. You have to set the bar for yourself, and you have to stay true to it. You can't be like, basically you can't be breaking your own promises to yourself. I promise to achieve a certain thing by a certain time. You got to be specific too with these standards. Like, I promise that I'm going to work out 3 days a week, 45 minutes each. And then you're like 2 days in, and then the third day you're like, I'm just going to run for 30 minutes. It's like, yeah, you did 3 days a week, but you didn't do a full 45 each. You were kind of half-assing it. Now, unless you can do that for yourself for sure, don't expect to be a strong leader for a solid team. If you want to build a solid team, you're going to need not a lot of people, but you're going to need a select few individuals who are really good at what they do. But when they're really good at what they do, they also have strong opinions about a lot of things that you do. And you're going to have to be able to manage things and lead people. Oh, that's a big quote I got from my old boss, Butch Cooper. When you're managing, you manage things and you lead people. Remember that. You manage things and you lead people. I know he got that from somewhere else maybe, but he was one of the best fitness and general managers in the business. He's in Dallas right now, killing it. But when this guy would leave teams, like when he would move to one apartment to the other, they would cry. Trainers would cry because he was so good. He was really good at what he did, and you know, he was a manager. He was one of those managers where he was there for you. Like if you had some personal issues or whatever, he would kind of take you to the side and be like, what is going on? How can I best help you? Because if you're like, something's going on with you internally, emotionally, then you know, my team, or then you're going to affect the team negatively. And fair enough, he pointed that out, but at the same time, I want to make sure you're okay. And for that type of leadership, that type of guy to always be calm under pressure, always knowing what to do, that's how people thrived under him. For you business owners out there, that's how he got a coaching staff. There's only 15 of us. I was on that coaching staff, or training staff. There's 15 of us. You know how they always push sales on personal training? Well, he managed to have us sell like 115K a month for 1 month, 115,000 in 1 month, just personal training. Not even counting memberships or whatever. He just helped us. He pushed us to sell 115K in personal training, and not even like salesy shit, like none of that salesy bullshit. No, he inspired us to train more people. And because of that, we were killing the numbers. So if you want to build a solid team, it all comes down to how you carry yourself. And let's say you're put together, you know, you never break any promise to yourself. You hold yourself accountable for a lot of things. You have direction, you know what to do. Well, the next thing is, don't be passive aggressive. Be all aggressive. You need to be communicating your ass off. No emails. I mean, people love to email nowadays. Call someone and talk to them, or talk to them in person, or even do a Voxer, like a walkie-talkie. If you haven't done that yet, I highly suggest you guys do it. I love Voxering over text message because it gets the tone right. It doesn't open your text message to interpretation like, oh, is he mad? Is he mad? I don't know. No, it's straight up communicate. You need to communicate with your team about what you expect of them. And you have to follow up. If they fall short of their promises that they've made to you to uphold the standard, you need to communicate with them what the consequences, and you got to follow through. That is the key. And it's hard because in the beginning, when I was building my team, I was slacking. I was the one letting people get away with certain things, and it wasn't good. And because of that, I let a few coaches take advantage of us, but not anymore. We had to let them go. They left ways. We parted ways. I made it very clear that we had a new standard, and if they didn't want to do it, then they got to take a hike. And even if they're like your closest friends, that's why I highly suggest you don't do business with friends, but that's how you got to do it. That's just how you got to do it. You got to set the tone. And people are going to talk shit about you all the time. They're going to talk bad about your business. They're going to talk shit about like your personality, or maybe you know, they're like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Good. Let them do that. Let them do whatever they need to do. Because I know a lot of people who are in this position, they don't want to hurt feelings. They don't want to look bad. They don't want to, you know, it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to look bad. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Or I don't want people talking shit about me. It's like, no. You got to look out for you. And at the same time, you have to look out for what you're building. How is it fair that you're going to have a team of 5 and 3 of them are studs and 2 of them are slackers? They're not even living up to it. And you're just letting them get away with that. Granted, okay, what if they're like, oh, your closest friend or your relative or whatever? You still can't do that, because the other 3 team members who are killing it for you are noticing that. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Fuck that. They're going to get special treatment. I'm not about that. And that's, you gotta hold that, you gotta set that tone. Hold that bar. So that's how you build a solid team, the beginning steps. Obviously, there's a lot more, but I don't want to like bore you guys with it. But in order to lead others, you got to lead yourself. You got to work on yourself. All right, you want a solid team, you got to have a solid self. If you're consistent, if you're persistent, if you hold yourself accountable for things, you take the blame, you take ownership. Okay, good. Now start communicating. Communicate. Standards and follow through, consequences, all that stuff. But you have to communicate. You have to talk. You have to talk to them. Look them in the eyes. See how they react. Confront. If you're not comfortable with that, I don't know what to tell you. Because those two things are really hard to do. But when they're done right, consistently, that's the beginning steps of building a solid team. I guarantee you that. I swear to you. This is Coach Austin from Hyper Strength and Conditioning with your weekly coaching vlog where it's fitness, business, and fandom. I'm going to go catch up with My Hero Academia because the new season's on. And yeah, I know you guys who are on the manga, you're like, oh yeah, this is the best season ever. Like, yeah, don't spoil it. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Well, see you guys later.